There is a magnificent new attraction in New York. It's in Brooklyn Bridge Park in the Dumbo section of Brooklyn, which stands for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. Inside this jewel box-like pavilion, designed by French architect Jean Nouvel, is Jane's Carousel, a meticulously restored carousel that dates from 1922. The Carousel, the $9 million building, and the park itself are gifts to the people of New York from artist Jane Willentis, who almost single-handedly restored the Carousel, and her husband, David Willentis, who developed the Dumbo neighborhood.
This beautiful carousel, which is really part of American history, was rebuilt piece by piece by Jane Willentis. This is really a wonderful, wonderful project that Jane has worked on for 27 years, the restoration of this extraordinary carousel, which she bought at auction. Is that
at
true,
auction.
Jane?
Uh-huh.
Where?
We bought it in Youngstown, Ohio. It was a park called Idora Park, and it was closing, unfortunately. They had had a bad fire.
Were some of the horses burned?
No, luckily, there was just some singeing of some paint. One of the chariots and one of the horses just had some paint. There was no burnt wood at all.
David and Jane purchased the carousel from Idora Park in 1984. It was their intention to have it placed in the yet-to-be-developed Brooklyn Bridge Park. Neither of them dreamed it would take almost 3 decades to do this because of the complications that come with city planning.
Ben Thompson was David's architect and master planner, and it was Ben's idea to have a carousel here.
Well, this is a beautiful carousel.
So when we saw this carousel in Youngstown, and David went with me then, I said, wow, David, if we're really serious, this is the carousel to get.
How much did the carousel cost when you bought it?
$385,000, but it was sold first in pieces, that was the deal, horse by horse, and I kept a record, and then they tallied all those bids.
What's the history of a carousel?
The carousel was made by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. It was made in 1922. It is all original, which is rare. Then the floor is ponderosa pine, it's all original. It had battleship gray paint on it when we got it, and I had that strip. Everything had about 10 coats of paint on them.
Wow.
Jane never imagined she would end up doing almost all of the restoration herself. But back in the 80s, most old carousels were stripped and then sprayed with automotive paint, which she refused to do. At the time, she had just completed a Master of Fine Arts degree, so she approached the project with an academic mindset. Like an archaeologist, she painstakingly chipped away at the layers of paint and found the original paint colors underneath.
It was my hope that I could save the original paint, but as I got under all that paint, there were so many repairs that needed to be made, there were so many things that had to be done, I realized that I couldn't save it.
Jane carefully matched the original colors and drew plans for each of the 48 horses to be repainted with Japan paint, a finely ground oil-based paint that has traditionally been used by carousel makers since the early 1900s. Today it's used by set designers and furniture makers.
There were certain things I couldn't do myself, or I didn't feel that I should. I called Mercedes-Benz and asked them to send me a detailer.
Oh, how great.
And they sent me a wonderful guy who did all this wonderful pinstriping.
And who did all the feathering?
The feathers, I had one wonderful painter who did an awful lot of the beautiful shading.
Well, the mix of colors.
The colors are really what was there, and it's a
Really?
very small palette. That's what I did, and in covering all those layers of paint down to the original.
Beautiful
I
reds
found
and grays.
Just, I think, an outstanding palette.
No.
But I did take liberty with the leafing. It's all pure leaf. This is palladium. And different
copper,
golds and
gold.
copper.
Oh.
And there was really no gold leaf on this carousel originally. It was all aluminum leaf. And the first pony I did in aluminum, and I thought it looked terrible. It looked like chewing gum wrapper.
Right.
So I decided to use palladium, which is more expensive than gold.
But beautiful.
And, yeah. So the jewels that needed to be replaced were all missing because the kids over the years had dug them out.
Had pried them
and
out.
these mirrors I had to have custom done.
So those murals are very beautiful.
Yeah, they are original. They were covered with filthy, dirty varnish, and I called the Met and said, send me someone to clean these paintings.
Right.
And they sent me Hiram Holzer, who came in
oh my gosh.
and cleaned them.
I am so grateful to you, as are all New Yorkers, for bringing a carousel to this
Thanks.
lovely spot.
Thanks.
And introducing the children of the neighborhood to a merry-go-round, and we have
Yeah,
lots of kids
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
to take a ride. And
Right.
can I ride too?
Of course.